What's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I wanted to talk about something that happened in the Wiz community recently that sparked a lot of controversy and outrage. It wouldn't be Wizard101 if there wasn't something that was announced that caused the whole community to go up in an uproar. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, but just in case you don't, I just want to talk about the recent scandal of whether or not players are going to be banned for using different strategies during the final Novice boss fight. Now, to give you the short version, there was a screenshot being circled around the Wiz community in which one of the Wizard101 devs stated that players would be banned if they were exploiting a glitch in the game. Now, this in of itself is completely understandable, but where the controversy comes in is we are not told what is a game mechanic that can be used and what is an exploit. As of right now, there is a strategy for the final Novice boss that is pretty similar to the final Lemuria boss, in which you complete part of the battle, then flee from the battle, and then join back into that dungeon to finish your fight. Players do this because this is the quickest way to complete the Novice and Lemuria final boss fights, because at the end of the day, you don't want to sit there in a battle for 20 minutes if it could be easily done within 5 minutes. So here is where the issue is. For the final Lemuria fight, obviously players are using the strategy where they flee and come back to the battle to finish it, and the devs have to be aware of the strategy because there have been so many videos done, so many guides of how to complete this fight in the most effective way. Hell, I even made a video about the final Lemuria fight in which I explained to you guys how to use the flee and come back strategy, because that is what absolutely everyone uses. Now, as players are getting to the end of Novice, they are realizing that the final boss battle operates in a similar way where you can flee and avoid being polymorphed to be able to complete the battle faster, but it does require all of the players to flee the match and come back. Now, in my personal opinion, I do not think that this should be a bannable offense, because players are simply using a mechanic in the game, which is fleeing, to avoid having to farm a boss for longer. And the devs know that this strategy is in the game, and they have never mentioned anything about banning anyone for using the strategy before. Now, granted, the devs did not say that if you were to use the strategy, you are 100% going to be banned. We don't even know if people are going to be banned at all for using this, but they did say that using exploits is of course bannable. But is this an exploit, or is this a strategic way to farm a boss? When I hear the word exploit in Wizard101, I think of players that are purposefully abusing a game mechanic to try and cheat the system. And in this case, I do not think that fleeing a battle is abusing the game system. They obviously give us the ability to fully flee from matches, and they have seen that we have been fleeing from boss fights in the past to make life easier on us, so why would it be a bannable offense now? I feel like if anything, the fleeing and coming back strategy is really cool because it is not something that is used very often before the Lemuria final boss. I had never even heard about people using that strategy to avoid certain cheats that the bosses may do, and I think that it's pretty cool because it is something that is completely different than the regular Wiz fights. So I guess I am really just posing the question here of, do you think that fleeing and coming back in a boss battle to avoid the cheats that the boss has is an exploit, or do you simply think that it is a strategy that players can and should be able to use without penalty? And don't get me wrong, I definitely agree that players should be banned if they are exploiting something, but in this case, I really just don't feel like this is an exploit, and I would be really sad to see if players actually did get banned simply just because of this. Now, if they were doing some other strategy where they were actually exploiting the game during the final boss fight, then absolutely, they should not be allowed to do that in the game. But I can almost guarantee you right now, if you go to farm the Aeon gear in Novice from the final boss fight, you will be put in with a group that will want to do the flee and come back strategy. So you could definitely say that this strategy has become the norm in these boss fights. And to be fair, the devs did work super hard to create the cheats for these fights, and for players to simply be avoiding all of these cheats and fleeing could be easily seen as not being fair. But then the issue comes into play of players who are not using this strategy and who are sitting there for the full boss fight are going to feel like they are being left out because they only get one run done in 20 minutes, where other players can easily get 5 runs done in that same time frame. So it encourages all the players to use the strategy. So I can definitely see where the issue arises, but I really just want to ask the question to you guys: do you think that this is an exploit, or do you think that this is a strategy, and do you think that this is a bad thing for the game and for players? this? I'm really curious to know your opinions because I know the community was so divided the other day that people were saying, yes, it is an exploit, and the other percentage of people saying, no, it's not, and there should be no repercussions if you use the strategy. So I really just am interested. What do you guys think about this? I would love to hear your thoughts in a comment down below. But yeah, guys, that's really gonna be it for me. If you did enjoy today's video and this discussion, please make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button before you go, as it goes a really long way and shows me that you guys are enjoying my content. And as always, if you want to discuss things further or just have a Wiz community to hang out with, please make sure to join my Discord server. I will have it linked down below, and I would love to see you guys over there and chat with you all. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!